everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to the Yarn is Calling podcast. This is our podcast about knitting and crochet and art and other forms
sorts
of
of
crafty things.
All the things.
Right. I'm Holly.
If I can not yoink my yarn out of here. Sorry, I'm Allison.
And today is Friday,
July 5th.
July 5th. Tomorrow is my husband's birthday.
Woo.
He will be 51.
Dang,
I know.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
You say belated Happy 4th of July.
That's right.
Or Happy Treason
Independence Day. Yeah. Yes. Happy Independence Day to the Americans. And Canada had Canada Day, I think, on Monday.
I think the 1st, which was Monday.
Yeah.
I feel like the July 4th has some significance in France too. Like Bastille Day or something like that.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
I don't remember.
Probably should know these things, but
Probably. Oh, well.
anyway, we're glad
History
you're here.
classes was years ago, so.
So thank you for joining us
Yes,
today.
thank you.
And if you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. And if you're new,
Welcome.
thanks for checking us out. Hope you enjoy it.
It's fun.
So, last time,
Beach.
previously, what is that they say on TV shows?
Previously on.
We were at the beach / lake with
Annual family beach trip.
right.
Was
right.
awesome. As it always is.
It always is. Yes, I don't know. This year I was looking forward to even more than usual, and and I really enjoyed it. It was wonderful. So maybe I should talk up. I just realized I'm probably talking kind of soft. I don't know why, but there we are. But
We haven't recorded anything out here yet, have we?
no, so we are at my house in Newberg, Oregon, in the backyard. So it's kind of hard to find a spot. It's very sunny,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's kind of hard.
Being July and summer.
Yeah. And so it's hard to find a spot that's still got some sun, but not like, deep shade.
Blinding.
And
Or not blinding us.
Yeah. And it has a pretty background because
Yes.
I kind of have an ugly yard. So let's just, let's just put that out there. I have an ugly yard.
So
But
do a
there we
lot
are.
of people.
I hope so.
Yes.
Anyway, so I haven't
Your
been up-
yard is actually better than a lot of other yards I've seen, so
Well,
don't feel
Good.
too bad about it.
thanks. So,
And
since
you
the last
have
time...
fence gates, so no one's going to see the backyard anyway.
True. Since the last time we podcasted, I haven't done a whole lot. That's not true. I haven't finished a whole lot.
Slight difference.
What have we been doing the last 2 weeks? Has it been 2 weeks? It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Kirsten is getting ready to have that baby.
I would be
Allison was
I
texting
wouldn't be
me
surprised if
last
she's
night
early.
in the middle of the night, and I, it's Kirsten. No.
Sorry.
She would call. She
Yeah.
wouldn't just text. That's the neighbor's dog.
It's a big woofer.
Yes, it is.
Big dog.
And I've been working a lot
Didn't mean to
at
freak you out,
store.
sorry.
We had, I think I mentioned in the last podcast that we had we had our cast on party the Wednesday after we got back from the beach, and we started the Ranunculus sweater. I've started 2 now. And so that's what I've been doing, working and knitting. How about you? Working and knitting?
Pretty much. For 4th of July, like Wednesday and Thursday, and then this morning, Bryson, my husband and I went to his sister and brother-in-law's house up in St. Helens, and we spent 2 nights out there, did 4th of July with their neighbors, a lot of really cool fireworks, fun times.
Cool.
A lot of movie watching too. They put on a lot of movies for their daughter Louise, who is 1 year and 4 months.
We
She's adorable though.
didn't do a whole lot. We got a notice from the city that we are supposed to cut down a tree in our front yard and replace it with a new one, or we'll get a fine. So, Jason spent a good chunk of the day cutting down a tree yesterday.
It's still
Yay.
up though, so he
Well, he didn't cut it all down. It was too big of a job for him to do by
All at
himself
once.
all in one day.
gotcha.
So,
Little bit at a
and then we have
time.
to replace it by order of the city.
What if we just leave it
Whatever.
down?
We'll get a fine. I'm
Oh,
sure-
you have to replace it? You can't
Yes.
just cut it down
Yes.
and leave it down?
Right.
That's dumb.
I know.
That's dumb.
Yes. Yes.
So dumb.
I don't understand city rules, but there we are. Anyway,
Although tree laws are weird.
shall we get to the knitting? Tree laws are weird. It's a
There's
city
a whole
ordinance.
subreddit dedicated
It's
to
a
tree
city
law.
ordinance thing, and something about the
Oh.
streets looking pretty and yada yada. Never mind that we cut down one of the other trees one time and never replaced that one. Nobody ever complained.
But maybe because that's the only tree you have left out there.
Maybe. Who knows?
Who knows?
Anyway. Oh, look! I'm wearing my other yarn shirt. It's not hoarding if it's yarn.
Exactly.
It's a little warm though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking about putting my hair up.
Yes. I can't cut my sleeves off. I don't want to anyway.
No.
Okay. Enough babble. Let's talk about knitting.
Yes.
That's probably why you're here.
And all sorts of other crap.
And like I said, I think I said, maybe I didn't say, I only finished one thing. And you only finished one thing.
I finished a couple things. I just have very, very little with me.
Ah, that's okay. Yes. All right. Well, then,
Don't mind me.
do you want to go first?
While I'm doing this, you go ahead and
Okay.
show off your thing.
I started a lot of things, but I only finished actually one thing. Yesterday. I finally finished my socks that I was making for Jason. So these are them. There are two.
Here we go.
Yeah. This is the Southwester sock pattern by Rachel Coopy. I think I talked about it in the last episode, and I'd gotten all the way from here all the way down to like about here and ripped it all out and started over because I was using, this yarn is a little heavy. It's a Vomiza, and it's a little heavy. It's a very, very heavy fingering weight. Really, yardage wise, it feels more like a sport weight. So I went down I think I mentioned this before. I went down.
At least telling me the other day.
A size, a pattern, sock size, and up a needle size. So I used a size 2, and it made a much better fabric. And they do fit them. They're still actually a weeny bit loose, but not too loose. They fit good.
That's
and
good.
They look good on his feet. He tried them on last night, and he liked them. And he loves this color. Look at that! Isn't that
It's a really nice color.
beautiful color? So there we go. So this pattern has this. Let's see if I can turn it around here. It has on the front. Let me just take it off. How about that?
That works.
On the front of the first sock, you've got this like V with the cable, and then on the back you have this other Gansey with a
Kind of
cable.
diamondy.
Yeah, like diamond Ganseys. Can you see that?
Oh.
And
cool.
and then for the sock 2, you were supposed to reverse that so that this one was on the back and this one was on the front.
Oh.
And he didn't want that. He wanted both socks to be the same on the front. So
Did you mirror it though?
yes. So I mirrored. Yes. I switched the front and back chart for the second sock except for the cable, so that the cables are still on the outsides. If you look, can you see that at all? Does that?
Yeah.
Can you see
See
that?
it well enough.
So I told him now you have a left and a right sock. Oh, I was holding those all wonkadoodle. So I said, yeah, you have a left and a right sock. Your cables go on the outside of your feet, outside of your leg.
Although he
There
could put
you
the
go.
cables on the inside of his feet if he wants.
He could. It doesn't matter that much.
Nah.
And he probably will sometimes. Especially when winter comes and he's dressing in the dark. Oh, he usually turns the light on. Anyway, so those are for Jason. And yeah,
Sorry,
I
don't
think
mind
that's
my
all I
lettering.
have to say about that. This is in the Taube, T-A-U-B-E, Taube
Taube.
colorway. I love it. I love it. It's
Really pretty.
really, really pretty blue.
It's a navy.
It's a royal.
It's like a light
It's
navy.
not navy. It's like royal. Anyway, it's beautiful, and he
Yeah, it's kinda
loves
royal.
the color. So, and I'm very glad because I was just doing laundry socks. I was washing socks yesterday, and I was hanging up his socks to dry. I saw that one pair of his had yet more holes in it, and this was the pair that I've already repaired
Oh no.
3 times.
Oh no! Which
I'm
ones?
like, it was called As You Wish, I think maybe. Had to do with Princess Bride. Anyway, he loved the socks, but
Apparently.
this was a really, I mean, I made these socks for him like 6 years ago,
Oh, wow.
and I wasn't paying attention to nylon and all that, and they did not have nylon in the yarn.
Ooh, that'll do it.
And yeah, so I've repaired them 3 times.
That'll do it.
And I'm like, I'm not repairing these a 4th time. These are done. Good thing I finished these.
Yeah.
I mean, I've repaired lots of his socks because that's pretty much all he wears sock-wise. He wears other things. But socks, those are the only socks he wears most of the time.
Brayden's too afraid to wear the socks I've made for him. Made for him so far.
That goofy man. He should know by now that you knit like the wind and you could knit him more.
I know.
Wear the socks. Okay, what have you finished?
Let's see. As far as finished things, I finished. Well, last time it was an episode with me, I was talking in secretive, all secretive like about
That's right.
a project which I finished, like fully finished, and gave to Kirsten and Flora. So it's the Cervelli blanket. I don't have it with me because I gave it to her
Go
already.
this way. Go out. We'll put a picture.
We'll put a picture.
And you can
It
see
is
it.
glorious.
Yes.
It's turned out really cute.
Yes. Oh, it's beautiful.
So
so
fun.
squishy and soft.
And
Yes.
I
Did you give it to her?
yes.
Okay.
I gave it to her at the beach between.
Right.
Right. And so, in addition to knitting it, being it's a color work blanket, so I put a flannel back onto it. I don't have a picture of it with the
baby
flannel
toes
back.
getting stuck in the floats.
Exactly. And what I did is I just measured the size of the blanket, cut a square of flannel slightly bigger. I folded or did like a 1/2 inch hem turnover. I zigzagged it just to keep it there, and then I just hand sewed it to the edge.
Brilliant, Allison.
Very tedious.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, but it's beautiful.
and then I finished. See, also the last episode with me, I was working on a corner to corner skirt for my niece Louise, who I saw this
Right.
week, 4th of July.
Right.
And I gave it to her.
And who is the designer of that one?
That was our friend Amber.
Our friend Amber.
Amber Bliss. This
Yes.
is.
We can post another picture of that too.
Yes. So she's Amber Bliss This on Instagram, and then on Ravelry she's just Bliss This.
Correct.
So, the pattern is not available yet, but that's
I
coming.
think she said September.
I don't
I
remember.
don't remember either. It's really innovative and very,
It's
very
really
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
I plan on making one for myself, actually.
Yeah.
I have some yarn.
Heidi too.
I have some yarn in my stash, ready to go. It's just,
Amber did say when you're doing, like she did hers out of cotton, that it can get a little heavy. Because, crochet uses more yarn than knitting does.
like 3 times as much yarn.
And so it just makes for a little bit heavier garment. So she did say it's a little bit heavy, but
But the yarn I've got, it's an acrylic yarn.
oh,
so.
okay. That'll be a little bit lighter
a little
weight,
bit
I
later.
think, than cotton.
There's
Cool.
so
What
much
else?
later.
What else to show?
Let's see. I actually have things to show.
You do have things to show. I'm looking at that.
So, I did a little cross stitch. This, if you remember, was an extra.
Houses for you and me.
It was a little kit
Sorry.
that came with a cross stitch magazine I got,
Nice.
which I had.
What are you gonna do with that?
This magazine. Eventually, it's came with a kit to make a card or like put on like a keychain. So it came with a piece of felt to put on the back, a ribbon to loop around a key ring, and then you can attach it to a card.
So what are you gonna do with it? Are you gonna do that with it?
I'm not sure about attaching it to the card, but I'm definitely gonna make the key ring out of it.
Cool.
I just
Cool.
haven't yet. And
Cool.
I finished. For your returning viewers, you remember that Mom and I were doing the Sock Madness race. We both got left behind, stage 4. The cannons booted out, left behind. But I finished mine recently. Then the pattern had you do the leg like twice as long, like 4 repeats for the leg. I only did 2 because
You were out at that point anyway.
I was out of the race.
Do it the way you want.
Exactly, and I need more shorter socks for summer use anyway.
I love this
But
color.
yes, this is Knitters Brewing Company Sockaholic in Margarita with Salt.
I have used that colorway before, and I love it. Oh, don't start that even.
Sorry.
Okay, so when I was, here's a total sidebar, as some people would say. I was putting
Rabbit
Heidi
Trail.
down for a nap a while back. And
She loves that song.
yes, she wanted me to sing that to her. And she
Yep.
didn't want me just to sing that to her. She's
You
like,
gotta do
no,
the
no,
motion."
no, you gotta do the motions. I'm like, oh.
Okay.
So I did, because that's what good grannies do.
Yes.
All right.
And then,
Anything else?
yes. So,
Did you say what pattern this was?
yeah, I think I did. I think I did.
Oh.
I said canon.
Oh, okay, yes.
Kawakafi?
Yes.
Kawakafi? Canon. Not like pirate ship canon, but like musical term canon with C-A-N-O-N, not
Right.
N-N-O-N.
Correct.
And then the only other thing I have finished, I was gonna say finished with me, but it's also finished, is some D&D or Dungeons and Dragons minis that we painted
That's right. They had a painting day. Allison and
yes.
Bryce and my husband Jason.
on Sunday, wasn't it?
Last Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it
so
was. It was.
I
this-
was at work.
this past
You guys
Sunday.
painted.
We hang out. We painted. Bryce did 1. I did 3. Because I'm a maniac like that. When I
How
do,
many did your dad do? Did he paint?
he
painted.
assembled.
Oh, okay.
He assembled some of his Warhammer figgies.
He keeps wanting to get
Figures.
on here. He says, I have hobbies that I could show. I have
Yes.
finished objects, and he wants to show
They're
his...
really cool.
And I said, yes, you totally should. They're beautifully done,
Yes.
and we could show... So here's
So-
a preview of some of those things.
So this is
Probably
called
hold
the-
that really close. Put your hand behind it so it'll focus. Is it
called the race. Oh, come on, focus.
Is it focusing?
The race is called Asimar, A-A-S-I-M-A-R, something like that. You got wings and stuff. Super cool. I think it's still trying to focus on my face.
Okay, here, let's do this. Because it's super cool, and I want people to be able to see it. Okay, I'm going to hold that there. I'm going to do this. Is it focusing now? Can you tell?
It's not really.
Ah, bummer.
But
It's super cool.
I'll take some
But it's
pictures. I'll
very
take some pictures
tiny.
and put them on my Instagram.
I don't know how
Um,
people paint
Wyvern
these things
7.
so
I'm
tiny.
Wyvern713 on Instagram, by the way.
Yes.
So I did that one.
Oh,
They still have to
Why do you hold it
get
like
a.
this?
Oh.
Here.
See.
Well, let's just try the next one.
Okay.
I've tried with that one twice now.
This is a gnome sorcerer.
Is it focusing now?
She's really tiny because she's a gnome. And I don't know how well you can see her, but
Are
can
you
kinda
moving
see.
her around?
I am moving her
Don't
around.
move her around for a second. Hold her still. Gnome sorcerer?
Gnome sorcerer. She's not really focusing, but
Ah, bummer.
I'll post pictures on my Instagram. This the gnome was for I actually have played with that character. The Beach Week campaign we did
You
was
just
with her.
played with her unpainted?
Well, I didn't have the figure at the time.
Then how'd you play with her? Oh,
I
you
just-
just played her character.
I just played her character,
Gotcha.
but
you don't have to have a figure to play. I forgot.
no, I
Gotcha.
can't remember. I think I'm trying to remember what I used as a mini for that one.
Well, anyway, and what's your other one?
Oh, I used my elf
Oh, okay.
that I used for my other campaign, and then this third one is technically she's a tiefling warlock. I like how her.
How about that?
I like
I'm
her
not showing
outfit
all my
turned
silly
out.
notes. Yeah, these are
Super
my
cool.
notes today. Okay.
See. Still not wanting to focus, but that's okay.
No, bummer.
But yeah,
Sorry.
I'm very pleased with how these are. They still have to get like washed in a clear coat, but see, they're pretty much done.
cool.
So I'm excited for those.
Very
I think
cool.
that's everything I have finished.
All right. Well, I have plenty of whips. Like I
Don't
said,
we all?
I cast on a bunch of new because I only had 15 projects, so I needed a few more.
Of course.
But like I said, though, we started the Ranunculus sweater KAL at the store at Naughty Lamb, where I work, and we had a cast-on party. And the Wednesday that I was working, and several ladies came in, and we all sat down, and there's two kinds of casts on.
It wasn't this past. No, it was.
No, it was the Wednesday before.
last
June
week Wednesday.
26th, I think.
That's
And there's
right.
two kinds of cast-ons with this sweater, and the sweater, it's actually really cool. It's
cool.
basically a one size. You can knit it in any weight of yarn, And I've seen it done anywhere from lace to worsted.
Wow.
And you can have it short sleeved or long sleeved. And it's basically one size that you start with, and if you need a bigger bust size, then there's
There are modifications.
modifications for a larger bust size, which I'm using.
Yeah, it's a 50-inch. Like the bust measurement for the base pattern is like 50 inches.
Right.
So if you're wanting something that's not so much ease,
right,
you could just knit it as is, or use a smaller needle.
It doesn't
or
really
something.
say how much negative ease, and it's probably because
Positive ease.
sorry, yeah, how much positive ease, and it's probably because it depends on your size, on how big you are, that how much positive ease it's going to have, and it depends on breathe,
Yeah, it just
cool
says
air.
Yeah, it just says one size in this pattern.
So anyway, all that to say is I started two, like I started to say. So there's two cast-ons. I keep getting distracted. Sorry. Two cast-ons. So there's one cast-on if you
Like a wider neckline
want
and
a
narrower
smaller neckline, and then one if you want a wider neckline. They're both boat necks, but one is smaller and one is bigger. And so I initially started with the larger one, which has a double twist. It's a double twist long tail cast on of sorts.
It's not long tail. It's like it's similar to the backwards
not
loop.
long tail.
It's similar to the backwards loop, but it has an extra twist in
Right,
there, and
it's
it's done slightly differently.
So the one, right. So I looked that up, figured out how to do it, learned it, practiced it 2 or 3 times on my sweater at home the day before. Oh, I have a little tickle. Sorry. A couple days before the cast-on party, and I even practiced making. I thought, oh, well, I'll try this on socks because it's super stretchy, super stretchy. So I started another little pair of baby socks for baby Flora, who's due in 2 weeks.
Slightly less than that, actually.
2 weeks.
Because it's the 5th. And she's doing the 16th.
Yeah.
Although, considering how big Kirsten was as a baby and how big John is, I wouldn't
John was a big baby, too.
Was he? I wouldn't be surprised if she's early.
I know. I hope she's not too early, though. I have to work. Anyway, so I thought, well, I'll make another pair of baby socks for her, and I'll try the cast-on the top of socks and see how it works. It's very stretchy, but it is a little bit roughly looking on socks, and so it's got kind of like a twisty look to it. So it's great for feminine-looking girly socks, but maybe not.
Or if you want that roughly look.
Right, but if you want more, yeah.
If you don't want a roughly look, don't use it.
Yeah, basically. So anyway, so I started my first one at home. This was in my, which I've shown before.
Really cute.
My Molly Klein design. It's not a sweater size bag. It's a sock size bag. But this sweater,
Yeah.
So that's the other thing, is it only takes it doesn't take any more than 2 skeins of yarn. Which reminds me, because you were using 4 skeins, you had picked out 4 skeins.
Well, 2 of them are 50 grams.
Oh. Okay.
So it's the equivalent of 3.
Okay. Well, you won't need all 3. So.
No. But I'm going to fade top color into the next color.
Yeah. You just may want to fade before you're out of yarn.
Yeah, well, my plan is
to use all 4 colors.
fade 3 colors.
Oh, it's 3 colors.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you had 4.
No, 4 skeins, but 2 of them of one color are 50s.
Gotcha.
So
anyway,
I plan on fading.
That'll be perfect. See, yeah, so
I'll talk more about mine in a minute.
it doesn't take very much yarn. Yeah, talk about mine first. Sorry. So I'm using Hello Stella. When this yarn came into our shop in the narwhal colorway, which you can't see because we put our label on the it's the narwhal colorway. When this yarn came into our shop, I was like, I must have this yarn. I must have this. Look at that. Look at those. So it's this pale, and I usually like brighter colors.
It's like a
it's like a periwinkle with splashes of blue in it.
There's a slight hint of purple, actually.
Yeah, it's purple and gray. Well, periwinkle is kind of a blue-gray. Purple-gray, I mean.
I guess.
Periwinkle, I think of it as kind of a purple.
I used to say periwinkle was blue.
Yeah, I always think of it as being purple. Anyway, regardless, it's really, really gorgeous. Yes. And so I got 2 skeins of that, and
very pale
having
blue
said that,
purplish blue.
I forgot the dyer's name. Hello, Stella.
It's not on the label?
I'm a bad
Hand dyed in
person.
Hamilton, Ontario.
Yes. So Hello Stella is also having a knit along for this sweater. Her knit along starts July 15th and goes to middle or end of August. It's like 4 or 5 weeks long.
How long is the Naughty Lamb one going? Or is it just how as long as
Probably
people
just,
take?
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
and she has prizes. She has lots of prizes on her. So if you follow her on Instagram, I think it's hello_Stella_. I'll put it down at the bottom.
And if you want to follow us on Instagram, I'm Wyvern713. She's Holly.knits.
Right.
And if you want to find us on Ravelry, I'm also Wyvern713 there.
Yes.
You're Holly Isaac on
Yep.
Ravelry.
Yep. We didn't say that at the beginning.
We neglected to say that.
But
in
I
the
always put it
intro.
in the notes, so I don't worry too much about it if we forget to say that, because it's always in the
But
in the
just in
description
case
bar.
not everyone decides to check the notes.
True. But anyway, I'll put a link, or I'll put her Instagram down here. But she's starting. If you want prizes, she's starting a knit along as well. So anyway, my first sweater I am doing with the Hello Stella yarn in her basic Stella, which is her fingering weight, and it is scrumptiously lovely. And I haven't gotten very far on this one because I've been working harder on my other one. But this is where I'm at so far. So this is the very stretchy neckline, and it's a twisted rib.
With the double backwards loop or double
Yeah, the
twist.
double twist.
Double twist loop.
And I've gotten about halfway through the yoke here, maybe. And so that's Ranunculus number 1. Now,
I'd say like.
what?
Oh, that's looking more like a quarter of the way, third of the way,
What did I say it was?
half.
Did I say half?
Mm-hmm.
No, halfway down the yoke. Not
Yeah.
halfway down the sweater.
No, I know.
Oh. I don't know.
I know.
Anyway,
I
and
still
then
got more. You're. Never mind.
the second one I'm working on right now. Oh, here's the pattern. I have it tucked in my other bag. Okay, this bag I have to talk about for a minute, actually.
That's a new one, isn't it?
Yes, I have to talk about this. So I'll get back to the sweater in a minute.
That's so cute.
But this bag was part of. I'm dumping over into acquisitions for a second because I saw Graceland Wool on Instagram was having a summer collaborative kit. Is it a kit? I guess so. And it came with this bag by the
So
Rusted
cute.
Stitch. This beautiful flannel with these. Look at these neat
Oh, it's
corners.
flannel?
It is. And then this is like suede,
Yeah,
and has this really
pretty.
nice, just bleached
Ooh.
kind of. And so that was the bag,
That's
and
really
it came
cute.
with Graceland Wool yarn and the
Pretty.
Adventure Awaits
Adventures out there.
colorway. So isn't this beautiful? It's just and it also came with this outstanding stitch
Oh,
marker.
so cute.
It's hold still. It is.
It's a s'more.
It's a s'more. Can you see that? The detail on that
so
is
detailed,
so-
too.
Did I hold it too high? Yeah. It is so cute. Oh,
She
I love it
even
so
got
much.
the layers of the graham cracker.
I know, right? Look at that. Can you see that at all? It is just, I love it so much. So anyway, in this new bag of mine that I love, did I say it was the Rusted Stitch?
I think you did.
Okay. Is my Ranunculus number 2. Okay, so here is the pattern. Well, the top part of the pattern, right?
Which I love
I'm
the
not
picture.
giving away anything, yeah. Because it is a paid for pattern. And not that you can see the pictures very well because I have a terrible printer, but there we are. You can see the title of it. It uses a size 10 needle. So in that I am using Murray & Co.
Ooh.
Well, another yarn that we have in the shop that I adore.
Graveyard bats.
Graveyard Bats
Nice.
in her classic sock.
That's cool.
I wanted one that would go with everything.
Sorry, I had something tickling my toes.
That's okay.
Ooh.
So that's this
And
one.
now I have a leaf in my shoe.
Here's the ball that how much I have left of my first skein.
Pretty.
Can you see all those colors in there? Did the sun get kind
It's
of like,
mostly gray with little flecks of light gray and
it's
like a
really,
greenish.
really dark, almost black. It is black in some sections. Very
That's
dark
really
charcoal
cool.
gray, yeah, with little blips of color. It's kind of hard to see.
Really
with-
like a
with
greenish
with the
yellow.
bright, glary sun right now. It's starting to get no. But anyway, yeah, it's real pretty. And this one,
hiding behind the clouds a second ago, son.
this one I've gotten all the way down. I've split for the sleeves,
Ooh,
and I'm on the
Neat.
body now.
nice.
But you can see that very well.
Oh. Sorry, dinging against my water bottle.
Yeah, so this one, okay, so this one I started at the store, and I got there thinking, okay, I've learned the double twisted cast on, I'm ready to go. And then everybody wanted to do the other cast on for the smaller neck, the tubular one. I'm like, oh, okay. Which I know how to do, but I've only done it once or twice, and it's kind of fiddly. It's kind of a pain. And it's the same amount of stitches. Both of them, you know, start with the same amount of stitches. It's just that you can see this one is just, I guess, not as stretchy. Oh, look at the sun. It's just like, whoa.
It looks brown in the sun.
It does, but it's not. It's gray. So anyway, I'm all the way through. I'm doing the short sleeve one. Although it's kind of just curling. This is kind of how it is. So it just
what it does.
Curls. Part of me is wishing that maybe I had done it like I was going to do sleeves. But then instead of doing actually the long sleeve, just, just maybe do a couple rounds of stockinette and then do ribbing like the base, and that give it more of a short sleeve look versus a
cap sleeve.
More of it's almost like a sleeveless look because it's just a box now. But the curl, but it's wide enough that you know, maybe it'll still look like sleeves. But anyway, I know it's not looking super awesome right now because of the lighting and because of it being lace. And can you see that at all?
Fingering wet yarn on size 10 needles.
Yeah, fingering wet yarn on size 10 needles. But it's kind of an addictive knit. It's really hard to put down. It's really fun. And really quick.
It works up quickly.
It works up really quickly. I'm just on the body now. Now all I'm at is just knit until I want it the length I want it, and then ribbing. It says to knit it for only 10 centimeters. I'm like, that's a little too short for me.
10 centimeters, that's 4 inches.
Right. And I'm like, no, I think I'm going to make mine a little longer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe she meant 10 inches. Because that's what I would do. I would do 10 inches. I wouldn't do 10 centimeters. But I might actually do that. I might do my 10 inches. It's still going to be...
According to the schematics, the total length is 18.5 inches.
From neck
to ribbing is 18.5 inches.
So she's not wrong. It's just really cropped. And I just don't want it that short. And if you look on Ravelry at all the Ranunculus projects, you see they're all over the board. Some are really long, some are really short, some have really long sleeves, some have no sleeves, some have billowy sleeves. I don't really care for the billowy sleeve look.
Excuse me.
So some are, like I said, worsted. And Jessie finished hers. One of my coworkers, she finished hers. And it was beautiful. It's not blocked yet, but she showed it to me. Oh, and I am also, so this is designed by a Japanese. So there's a lot of notes in on the pattern page on Ravelry in Japanese as well. Oh, my thingy came out.
Was that the zipper pull?
Yeah. So I am actually using the modification for a larger bust, even though I don't really have a larger bust. But I guess by Japanese body standards, maybe I do, because
Asian sizing is weird.
Asian sizing is much smaller than American sizing.
Smaller.
Right.
Like when I'm shopping on Wish.
Yeah, I got 3XL.
I get like 4 or 5. Like I think this was. I got this off Wish, and I think it was like a 4 or 5 XL.
Right. So I don't consider myself normally needing modifications for a larger bust size, but when I looked at it, I went, oh well, I guess I do. So I am. I'm doing the 42-inch bust because I want to have, enough positive ease in there. So those are my 2 Ranunculus sweaters. So I have more whips, but what do you have?
Well, speaking of Ranunculuses,
yes, show yours.
I'm doing one too. So I just started round 29 of the yoke, so I'm getting close to the to start the raglan shaping before the sleeves. Still on a 16-inch needle. So
I think Jessie did her whole thing on a 16-inch needle.
Yeah, I might, just because I don't want to fiddle with
changing it. Yeah. That's what I finally did too.
Okay.
And what neck did you use?
So this, I used the wide one.
The wide one, yeah.
So
it's easier, it's faster.
Yeah, for sure. And I started this Tuesday at knit night at Entwined.
In McMinnville?
In McMinnville, yes. yarn getting tangled in Progress Keeper, which was an adorable llama one I got at the Naughty Lamb. Check it out. I got it at the Rose City Yarn Crawl.
So cute.
Still focusing
We
on my
have
face.
some really cute
So cute.
pins and stitch markers and progress keepers.
So for yarns, I picked out 3 yarns because I want to do mine longer. And so
And from Stash.
and from Stash, yes. So this first one is actually one that I dyed. It's the very first one I ever hand dyed, actually.
So with the Kool-Aid?
Yes, I used Kool-Aid, so it smells like Kool-Aid.
I can't smell it.
Oh, to me it smells a little bit like Kool-Aid.
Oh.
So I used a number of packets of one of the red ones, and then
Like a black cherry or something?
I think it might have been like the black cherry, and then because I was, first time doing it, there was a lot of blank spots still left, and so I did an over dye with just like 1 or 2 packets of grape, and so you got kind of this mottly purple in there too. So it's
The
kind
grape
of
always comes out like a purpley gray.
kind of like a reddish purple.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And whoa, needle. So that's what it looks like in the cake.
Cool.
Super fun.
Pretty.
And then, so I'm gonna fade that into the end. The lining of my bag is shedding. Or is shredding.
Yeah, bummer.
So I'm gonna I have 2 of these 50 grams of Lorna's Laces shepherd sock. This is color Hermosa. So we got like kind of a
Sangria.
brownish purple. You got a grayish blue.
There we go.
Purple.
The sun finally went behind a cloud for a second.
So, so I'm gonna fade this into that, and then I'm gonna fade that, the Hermosa, into another Lorna's Laces shepherd sock in chocolate mousse. This was, I think this was one of like their Jimmy Bean's Wool monthly exclusive colorways, I think.
This looks like 100 grams though.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is. I have 2 of these,
Right.
which is a total of 100 grams.
Right.
And this is 100 grams. So I don't think I'm gonna use all of
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
I'll
That'll be pretty.
I'm probably gonna start fading this into the Hermosa just after I end for the sleeves. So right about here, I'm gonna start the fade into the Hermosa, and then probably about halfway through the body length, I'm gonna fade into the mousse,
brown.
into
That'll
the
look real
chocolate
pretty.
mousse.
Yeah. That'll be pretty.
Yes.
Can't wait to see it all done.
Yes.
So if anybody else wants to join in and knit along with us, I did start a thread in our Ravelry group
Oh, yeah, let me put that
for people to post pictures. I haven't decided yet or not whether we'll do prizes in our group because I don't want to overstep, with other people's knit alongs.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if it's just in our group, anyway, I'll think about that some more. But if anybody would like to knit along with us, it's really fun, really
It's
quick,
a fun pattern.
really easy.
It's a fun pattern.
Yeah, and you can post pictures there in our Ravelry group, which is the Yarn is Calling
Raymond.
podcast on Ravelry. So yeah, okay.
I've got
well,
more whips, but
I do too.
so do you.
So what I've been working on today is
I drank.
this this old whip in my I like to party, and by party I mean stay home and knit
Stay
bag.
in my pajamas and knit.
Stay home in my pajamas and knit, sorry. By Woodbury Stitches with this fun
Super cute.
lining. So I am I've shown this before that I got one done of socks for James, my nephew, and this is the
You
Jasper.
finished Brenton's already.
I finished Brenton's. I still need to mail them. I swear by the time I get these things mailed, Heather, they're going to be too small for your boys. And I'm really sorry if that's the case. Let me know and I'll fix them. But this is the Jasper socks pattern, and I'm doing the same colorway as I did James Brenton's. This is the Cusco colorway of Savvy Skeins. Do I have my label in here still? Right there. I know I've shown it before.
Super
a sensible
fun.
sock.
Colors are perfect.
And
for
I'm
Cusco.
showing it because I'm currently, pull it out carefully because I'm in the middle of my heel turn. So
Oh,
I did Brenton's heel turn
red, right?
in red, and I did James's heel turn in this aqua color.
Such a pretty color.
And so I'm right in the middle. How do you like that? It's a whole wonkadoodle here. But I've got the, I'm doing the heel turn in right now. That's what I'm in the middle of doing, is the heel turn. And I actually am, it's written for a short row heel, and I did the short row toe. But for the heel, I just thought for more room, I wanted to do
the heel flap.
yeah. Plus, then I could do the heel flap in black and the heel turn in a different color. And if I did a short row heel, I
Couldn't do that as well.
Right, I'd have to choose either one color or the other, and this is all I have of my teal,
Ooh.
and that wasn't going to be enough for a whole short row. So
From both socks.
for both socks, right? Which is why I ended up deciding to do a heel flap and gusset so that I could do just the heel turn in that color. So, convoluted way of saying, I am using Joe Torr's vanilla sock with choice of heel? No. Toe up, vanilla sock, toe up, gusset with choice of heel.
Some of that.
It's something like that. I'll put it at the bottom. Vanilla sock with choice of toe up heel. No, that wasn't right.
Whatever it is.
Joe Torr. I love
hard.
her pattern. Words. I
are
love her
hard.
pattern. I've used it several times and plugged in the heel into other stitch patterns, and it's really, really great. It's very well written, and for any size, I highly recommend it if you would like doing toe-up socks, but you prefer for fit a heel flap and gusset. And you don't have to pick up stitches the way you do a heel flap top down, because you're adding stitches for your gusset. So
Just you're decreasing.
you're increasing for your gusset.
Well, I meant as far as getting the flap, you're decreasing onto the flap onto the gusset.
Well, you're knitting two together on either side.
Yeah. Decreasing.
So, yeah, true. So, I really like it a lot because I love short row heels and the looks of them and everything, but I can't wear them. They don't fit me because of my high instep. So, I like having this option. So, that was the one I've been working on this morning. What else have you been working on, Allison?
I've been working on a couple things. I mean, I've got, as crafters do, I have a lot of projects I'm in the middle of, but aside from this, I really have two other active whips. This was on top. This,
Oh my gosh, show your project bag. That's hilariously cute.
I got this.
Look at that dog.
It's stitched by Jessa Lou.
Oh yes, I love her. Does it smell funny?
For a second, it smelled like Ash and Jerome's place, or maybe their neighbors. I
Okay.
don't know. Anyway,
Stitch by Jessa Lou though. I
think I got this
Couple
in a
of her-
vampire theme.
Oh,
knitting
look at
swap.
the inside
The
though.
inside's super cool
The
too.
inside matches, but is
but it's different.
smaller print of the same. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
this dog. This dog is hilarious.
I think it's supposed to be a werewolf.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, so what are you working on here?
I'll have to find that.
Oh, have fun with that. Needle in a haystack.
Oof.
Unless it's in here.
Could
I'll look
be.
for that while you show it.
So, I showed off that magazine a little bit ago. I
Yes.
started that dragon. Oh, good. It did not fall into the grass. Hallelujah. Just gonna poke that into the cloth. So I don't lose
Oh,
it.
the dragon that you were
So,
showing.
yeah,
in the
this
last
is the
podcast.
dragon.
I remember
So-
that. Yeah.
Can you hold this
Oh,
one?
sure. Sorry.
So it's kind of wrinkly because it's been in that bag. But so you've got this right here is like the back, the scale fin things on the back of his neck. This is the base of his wing. This is more scales down the back, and then this is wing right here.
I can
right
see it.
here.
Yeah, I can see it.
So
Cool.
super cool.
It
I'm
is very cool.
really happy with it so far.
I
I found a really cool trick for securing.
Oh, you have another needle right there.
No, that's the one that fell.
Oh,
I stuck it there.
Gotcha.
Found I can't remember where I read it, but I found a really cool trick for catching the back of at the beginning of a cross stitch. So like, traditionally, you leave your tail and you work over the stitches. But this one, you take only one strand of the thread, fold it in half, thread the loose ends through your needle hole, then you have your loop at the other end. So you still kind of leave your tail, but then when you come back through for your first stitch, you loop the needle through it and it catches it.
I need a picture. I'm lost.
Kind of like a slip knot.
Yeah.
It makes an effect kind of like a slip knot.
Instructions for me do not work.
It's a really nifty trick, though.
I don't understand. I just not that I don't understand. No, you don't have to. I'm just saying this is how my brain works. I need it written down. I need a picture. Verbal instructions. I'm like,
it makes like a slip knot effect, though.
I don't get it. Okay.
It's really cool.
QL.
And then my last current active whip is a pair of socks for Bryce.
Tell him to wear them.
So
wear your socks, Bryce.
So
he
this
wants
is
me
what
to make him anymore. He's got to wear
so
them.
far. This is who is it? I think it's Heidi Nick. I think it's Heidi Nick. This is the Forest Moon of Endor.
Yeah.
So I did 1.5 repeats for the leg because he likes shorter socks. So I'm gonna flip it around, and then you can see, this is the heel, the increases for the heel, and I'm just ready to do the heel turn.
So she uses a strong / fleagle.
Is that what it's
heel
called?
in her patterns. I'm told that if it's toe up, it's called a fleagle, and if it's cuff down, it's called a strong, or maybe it's vice versa.
The more you know. But anyway, so I'm using size 1.5 as my cheapest. I did it's a 12 stitch repeat, and the pattern's written for 60 stitches, so that's 5 repeats around.
I don't know. Are you adding pattern repeats?
I don't know. I did a couple extra.
My brain shut off when you said numbers.
Sorry. I did a couple extra pattern repeats to make 72 stitch sock.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So
her patterns are
3 repeats on each
pretty
side.
Adaptable for size like that.
Oh, it's a 15 stitch repeat.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Or is it 12? I don't know.
Well, anyway.
She's got stuff for a couple different sizes.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm doing 72 stitches because he's got, man feet. He's got man feet. Size 1.5, but I'm going to change to once for the heel turn and for the rest of the foot, because the rest of the foot's just stockinette.
Yeah.
And I am using Patton's Croy socks in the gray-brown marl. A boring name for something that looks like a sock monkey.
No, it should be sock monkey. I made a pair of socks for Jason, that same colorway.
And the bag I'm making, or the bag I'm keeping these in, is one of my own making. So I got these adorable nautical critters.
Box bag.
The box bag style.
You closed it, now you can't show the inside.
I'm going to.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I noticed I forgot to stitching. I forgot some top stitching on this side of the zipper. I got it on that side, but not this side.
Can you go back and do it?
Oh, I'm not gonna bother with that because I've got friends.
It's just for you.
It's just this one is I kept for me. Ooh, yay, cloud! And it's my own pattern instruction creation, and I got French seams, so I'm not gonna bother trying to fix that.
Oh yeah.
But check out the lining. It's sharks in patriotic colors.
I love it.
So awesome.
I love it. It's so cute.
I got these fabrics at Hobby Lobby in Tacoma.
Nice. Oh yeah.
I made 2 bags actually. That one and then one to sell.
Cool. And she has some of her bags at Entwine in McMinnville, Oregon. Some of her bags.
I have sold one so far.
That's super cool. So I have a couple more things that I'm working on. I think that was it. Sorry.
Yep. I got a couple drawings.
So a while back,
but
yeah,
it's on my tablet.
Oh,
not on the screen. So I'm not gonna bother.
Yeah, screen to screen. Yeah. So a while back, I had bought Allison and I some fun little these bags, and I got this one for myself. It says, "I hate everyone too."
So funny.
So I'm introverted and kind of a hermit, and I don't hate everyone.
You and me both.
But I sometimes do. Anyway,
it feels that way sometimes.
Hopefully nobody ever feels that way, that I think that about them.
No. We don't mean it.
It's just fun and funny. And anyway, so when we were at the beach, my father-in-law came to me and requested a pair of socks for Alice, for his wife. And so I said, sure, because I can never turn down a pair of socks for
Family.
Not just for anybody, but for family. And I've made her a couple pairs already, 2 pairs, I think. I think I've made her 2 pairs. But this time she wanted, so I asked her, I said, okay, sure, what would you like? And she said, well, I'd really like some ankle socks, some footies to go into her, tennis shoes that barely show, and in gray, because they'll go with everything. So I went, okay. So I started a pair of socks for her. Nice. And this is the
Pretty.
Diamond Gansey, I think it's called. I think it's called Diamond Gansey, by Toe Up Socks for Everybody, by Wendy.
Wendy D. Johnson.
Yes.
Wendy D. Johnson.
Yes. So in one of the groups that I moderate, one of them is the Everlasting Sock Challenge group. And at the beginning of the year, when we were setting out our challenges for every month, I just realized I have so many sock books. I have so many sock books.
Me too.
And I want to knit out of my sock books more.
Not just sock patterns. I've got a whole bunch of pattern books.
Oh, that's true. That is very true. I do too.
With more on my Amazon list.
Yes. And I just bought another one.
Me too.
So what I did was I chose 2 books for every 2 months. So I told 12 books off my shelf. And yes, I have more than 12 books that are just for socks. More than 12 sock books. But I chose 12 of them, and we have 2 books for every 2 months. So that way you have 2 months to get through whatever you want to work on. Rather than doing 1 book a month, I thought by doing 2 books every 2 months, you would have more options and longer to knit them. Does that make sense?
It's the same number of.
It's the same number of books.
Same book to month ratio.
Yes.
But timed differently.
Yes. Right. So it gives you more options every month and longer to get them done. Because whips always count in our group. And so last month, or May and June's book was Toe Up Socks for Everybody was our book for that month, for those last 2 months. And I started this late enough that of course I didn't finish it in time. I don't put myself in the prize draw anyway, since I'm the one always drawing for prizes, so that would be weird.
Well, you're one of the moderators, aren't
I'm
you?
one of the moderators, and I put myself in the prize draw, so I don't put myself... I don't put myself in the prize draw because I'm the one that draws the prizes. But I chose this from that book because that was the book we were working through. And I love the pattern. I just haven't gotten very far because I have, a million other things that I'm working on. But I have started those for Alice. I'm using my size 1 Knit Picks, my old Knit Picks needles. And
Knit Picks needles are nice.
The yarn I'm using is just
These are Knit Picks needles.
Yeah, the yarn I'm using, I lost my tag. I think it's just the Deborah Norville Premier Yarns, Deborah Norville Serenity Sock. You just get it at Joann's. But it has bamboo in it and merino and and nylon, so it's a nice yarn. So and then I showed that one. The last thing that I was going to show that I'm...
It's an octopus!
That is not the one.
An octopus on your bag!
Yes.
That's so cute!
I know. Okay. The last thing I wanted to show is I finally started a Cozy Memories blanket.
Ooh.
I've been wanting to start this blanket forever. So, I'm showing the wrong side. So, I finally started the Coziest Memory. I'm sure everybody knows this pattern by Kemper Ray. Isn't that a cute
got mushrooms!
progress keeper?
So cute!
I got that from the Scrappy Thread on
so
Etsy.
Cute.
The Scrappy Thread. Isn't that adorable?
Flippin' adorable.
Yes. So, anyway, yes. So I finally started. I have my leftover bin. Yeah, it doesn't matter. My leftover bin has just gotten out of hand. My leftover bins has gotten out of hand.
Mine's pretty full too.
And I went, okay, it's time. And so I'm taking all my little bits and I grabbed a whole bunch and stuck them in here and I started.
Nice.
So I have 5 so far.
Woo.
Using on size 2 needles. I'm actually using my straights.
Dun dun dun.
Because you can.
Oh, that's what fell on the ground.
You can use straights for 1 and for 2. All my others are
Busy.
busy. Well, not all of them, but you know, whatever. So that's, I have lots more whips, but those are the current ones that I am currently actively working on, and John's socks, but I showed those last time and I'm working on those too. I haven't made any more progress since I showed it last time, so that's why I wasn't going to show it.
There you go.
So, do you have any more whips to talk about, or should we talk about future projects and yarn acquisitions?
I don't really have any more active whips to talk about. I mean, I've got another sweater that I've been meaning to get back to.
Right.
And I've got my Hexie Puff blanket. So instead of the Cozy Memories, I'm doing a Hexie Puff for a beekeeper's quilt.
Right.
As my use up leftovers.
Yeah,
So
I remember you showing that a while back.
I've been working on those kind of
Yeah.
intermittently.
Yeah.
I still have the Sock Madness, those 13 memories to finish.
Oh, yeah.
And
Cool.
I've got...
Oh.
Oh, it's in my other bag at home.
All right, well then, one of the things I plan to start, because I don't have enough going on. Okay, two of the things I plan to start. I plan to make another sleeper for Kirsten's baby. And I bought some cotton yarn at our store that's Juniper Farms. It's a Pima cotton and a chain ply. It's really, really soft and pretty. But I haven't started it yet. It's just due in 2 weeks, so I better get cracking on that. And then in a group that I'm active in on Ravelry, the Socks from Stash group, this month's theme is knit with yarn that you love. And so I picked out this skein from Woolen Studio. So it's one of the very first skeins I ever won as a prize on Ravelry. Not the first, but one of. Oh, the sun is just killer. So Woolen Studio, I don't even know if she's still dying, but this is called A Night at the Oasis, and I absolutely
that is
love
pretty.
it. It's just these gorgeous purples and blues.
Oh, that is really pretty.
Look at that, isn't that gorgeous?
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. And I've been kind of basically hoarding it for probably 7 years. 7 years? Probably 7 years. Isn't that crazy? I need to just use it. So, that is one of the things I would, if I start new socks this month, I will start new socks. I plan to knit Kay Jones' new sock pattern from the Flick?
Guide's home.
Twist and Flick? Swish and
Swish
Flick.
and flick.
Swish and Flick Collective. It's a Harry Potter themed club, and her new sock pattern is Snakes in the Walls? No, Whispers in the Walls. I do plan to do that, but probably not with this yarn. So those are two that I plan to start in this wonderful bag that I can't remember
That's so cute. I love the
who
octopus.
made it, but I was watching the Dramatic Knits podcast, and they were showing some bags, and they showed this one. I went, "Ah!" So I ran to Etsy and got it because I love the octopus on it. It's so great.
So cute.
So that's a future project. And where are we at time-wise? Okay, we're doing it okay. So two more things real quick here. A while back on local yarn store day, do you remember LIS Day? About a month ago now. And at our shop at the Naviland, we had a trunk show for Teal Torch Knits, who's out of Portland, and her yarns are just absolutely gorgeous. And I, of course, had to get some. So I did get a skein for Kirsten, and I gave it to her of fingering weight, and then I got for myself some decay. So the first one was this one.
Oh, it's pretty.
And I know, isn't that pretty? It's called Jazz, Liquor, and Murder. But it's this gray with these lovely plums and splashes of teal. Anyway.
Really pretty.
So,
Speckly and gorgeous.
that one. And then I got these two. And this one I had to get too because it's called Dangerously Happy.
Nice.
And it's kind of a creamy white, you can see with speckles of teal and yellow and purple, and I got
like a bit of
two
brown.
of these.
Maybe.
I think that's a plum color.
okay.
Yeah, I got two of these because then I can make maybe a little something for myself. I was thinking about making this sweater for myself out of these, but I might make it out of this. So I can't decide. So another one of the projects that I want to start is the Cancun boxy lace top. And it's real easy. It's a square, it's a box with lace. I don't know if you can see this picture at all. Whoopsie. Anyway,
it's got some like eyelets and drop stitches.
Yeah, it's kind of like a sampler, and it only takes two
cool.
skeins of DK weight yarn. So I thought, well,
there
this
you
might
go.
look really nice, or this might
I
look
think
really
that
nice.
would look really nice in that.
So I recently, a couple months ago, subscribed to Knit Crate.
I want to do that.
I used to subscribe to
I have so much stash. I don't
Yarn Box. Was it Yarn Box? And then things got weird, and so I canceled that, and so now I've subscribed to Knit Crate, and Knit Crate also has Sock Crate. Then you get sock yarns in it, and but I thought, you know what? I've knit a ton of socks, hundreds of pairs of socks, and I have a ton of fingering weight yarn, and I want to branch out and do other things, even though I love making socks. I want to do other things too. So I did just the straight Knit Crate, and so far I've gotten 3 shipments so far.
Nice.
And the first shipment was 2 skeins of DK in bright red with cashmere and wool, and very nice. And it also comes
that
with this
sounds-
little booklet, and it has patterns in it, and all kinds of fun things with the patterns that you can do with the yarns. And the second one had some sock yarn, and Kay Jones is from the Crazy Sock Lady, sock pattern of hers.
Ooh.
And the yarn's really pretty. And this last one is this yarn,
Sorry.
and it's
Bug on my leg.
Vidalana? How do you say that? Vidalana. The colorway is Wee Violets, and it's 48% merino, 20% baby alpaca, and 32% organic cotton in DK. And it's like a chain ply. I don't know if you can see that that's a chain ply there.
That's pretty.
So, yeah.
That's nice. I think this would look really
I
pretty
think
in that
this,
sweater.
It's very squishy too, and this might look really nice in the Cancun the Cancun boxy sweater.
I think you should use that for that.
Because of the cotton in it, it might make it. Anyway, I mean, it did come with a pattern, and it always comes as well. It comes with a crochet pattern and a knit pattern,
Oh, that's cool.
which is appreciated.
Ooh.
So the knit pattern is a shawl.
It's pretty.
So it's that one. And the crochet pattern, I think, is also a shawl. Oh, here's another picture
Oh,
of
that's
that.
pretty.
Yeah, it's real pretty. And the crocheted pattern is a scarf.
Cover.
Whoa. Yeah, it's the one on the cover.
There's a sock pattern in there too.
And there's a sock pattern for the people who. This is the one by Kate.
Oh, for the people
Crazy
that get the
Sock
sock
Lady.
box?
Yeah, so if you were to get the sock box, you would have gotten yarn for this.
That's a pretty pattern.
So I have the pattern because it came in my book, but I didn't get the yarn because I don't have the sock.
Because you got the
sock
regular
crate.
box instead
Yeah,
of
so
sock.
that was this one.
Instead of,
So I did get sock yarn last time, but it was a different pattern. So yeah.
that's
So
fun.
this is a really fun subscription. I've been enjoying it so far. I haven't done anything with it yet, but I definitely plan to.
Yeah, the only yarny subscribey thing I've done or had was with that Minecraft theme one you gifted me for my birthday a number of years ago.
Yeah, that was that like 4 months or 6 months or something like that?
I think it was like 6.
I think it was 6 months. Yeah. Yeah.
But I haven't done any nitty subscribey things, so I'd like to do that for Knit Crate someday.
Knit Crate is not expensive. It's a nice.
But I feel
you know
like
what else you might.
Bryce would appreciate it if I whittled my stash down a bit
Yes, you
before I
probably
did
would.
that.
And you know what else you might like is the row 1 yarns. Row 1 yarns you get with that subscription, you get like 10 gram minis and it's a new dyer every month. So it's a fun way to try new dyers that you maybe never tried before in little bits. So each month is a different dyer. Get 10 gram minis, and it's great for scrappy anything, scrappy socks, scrappy blankets, scrappy hats. You could probably make a scrappy wrap or shawl. Anyway.
Well, yeah, like your advent calendar one you did
Right,
last
my
year.
Dust of Snow wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we're just about done, and your dad's home, and we need to make dinner. But I want to show one more thing because it just came in the mail today, like about 10 minutes before we started recording. And I have been waiting for this yarn to come back into stock. So I really love mustache yarn. Mustache yarn, not mustache yarn. And I first saw her when I went to the DFW Fiber Fest a couple years ago. And I got several of her skeins.
Is that the one in Texas?
Yep, that was one in Texas. I went with my sister, Heather.
Nice.
And I got her a skein of the BB-8.
Is that also where you got the Cusco yarn?
I did get that in Texas, but not at the Fiber Fest. I got that the next time I was with Heather. Anyway, and she's got such a unique way of dyeing her self-striping yarn. I absolutely love it so much. So I really wanted, when this one first came out, I really wanted it and just missed it. I just kind of, forgot to order it at the time, and then when I remembered, it was gone. So when it came back into stock, which is Yellow Submarine, so it's mustache yarn, right, in the Yellow Submarine, and so it just came. And then the other one,
apparently it's a gradient striped with yellow.
So it's a blue gradient from light blue to dark blue gradient with yellow stripes.
That's cool.
Amongst the gradient. Yeah, if you look it up on Ravelry and you look at this colorway, you'll see what it looks like. Knit it. It's gorgeous. And the other one
really cool.
is Old Glory.
Appropriate, considering yesterday is 4th of July.
Didn't come in time for me to make some 4th of July socks. Not that I probably would have been wearing any socks yesterday because it's pretty warm. I didn't wear socks yesterday. But this one also stripes up really neat, really pretty. It's kind of like a blue and white speckle with red in it. And again, you can look it up on Ravelry and see how it's knit up. And it's really beautiful. And so, and of course I wanted all her rainbows, and I wanted her new summer.
We just want all the things.
She's got a summer thing that she does with rock bands or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, singers, whatever. I love the way she dyes yarn. And
Boss Kitty has a skein of yarn entwined that I really want to get.
Boss Kitty also is a very fun dyer.
She was the featured trunk show at Entwined for the local yarn shop day.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
I got to see. She has a bunch of nerdy yarns. She does. She has a podcast or a live stream actually that she does on Twitch. She has the skein of yarn that I've had my eye on. Is the color name is Mystique.
Oh.
It's a very, very vivid blue with flashes of like green and black.
I love the vivid,
because
saturated deep colors.
And Mystique is mostly blue,
right?
But she has like green eyes and.
Ooh, I bet that's a pretty yarn. You did buy it though.
No, I really want to though.
I have a skein of their
You have some Boss
Crowley. I don't know if it's Crowley or Crowley.
Oh.
It's based off, not based off Good Omens because it came out before Good Omens did.
It's
based off
Supernatural. I think it's Crowley. I want to say.
Well,
I've only seen the first season of Supernatural, and he wasn't in it at that.
Right, me too. Well, no, that's not. I watched more than that, but anyway, her yarns are all kind of
first
have
episode
a fun.
Of the next season.
Yeah, they have a fun nerdy theme. I saw she had a booth, and when I went to Oregon Flock and Fiber Festival, she had a booth there, and it was really fun to look through all her colors. So,
she has some really fun ones.
Anyway,
I want to get the Mystique because
I think that's enough. Yes.
Yes.
I know. There's all kinds of yarns that I want, and I have plenty, but I still want more. And I work in a yarn shop, and I want all the yarns in there too.
So sometimes you need a new yarn for a specific thing. It's
right.
Like your stash is huge, but you don't always have the right yarn.
Right, which is one of the reasons why I've started collecting collecting some other weights of yarn, so that I have a little more versatility to do other things besides just socks.
Although you can
even though you can hold you can hold 2 strands to get a DK or whatever.
Or sport weight.
We have a woodpecker in the tree behind us. Yep, that's a woodpecker. Can you hear it? It stopped, of course.
Of course.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. That's okay. Where's Raymond when you need him?
Bird killer.
Seriously. Our cat brought in when the grandkids were here last
Your
weekend.
cat that's not your cat.
Our cat that's not our cat. Our cat that lives with us. Brought in a stellar jay. He brought in a stellar jay in front of the kids, and he was trying to bring it in the house, and I was like, no, don't bring it in the house. He had a mouthful. It was like huge, like coming out of his mouth like this big bird.
Oh my gosh.
And he ended up getting through, your dad's legs and getting into the house, and the kids were looking at him. The grandkids were like, oh, and then he dropped it.
Of course.
So then it's laying there, and I'm like, don't touch the dead bird. And it's in the house.
Oh,
and so
Raymond.
Jason, he scooped it up and got rid of it. I'm like, Raymond, if you're going to bring your birds in the house and drop them, you lose them. You don't get to eat them, because he eats them. He eats them, the whole thing.
Apparently, yeah.
He eats them.
Crazy
Gross.
cat.
Yeah, so that was fun. I don't think he's going to get this one, though. Anyway, that's enough.
That's crazy. As crafters do, we've got a whole bunch of projects on the horizon.
Yes.
Socks, I've got a... Yeah, I briefly mentioned, when I mentioned that I finished the corner skirt, I'm going to make one for myself.
Right? Mention that.
I have some Lion Brand cupcake. It's Lion Brand cupcake. And a really pretty color's called Sea Breeze. It's kind of like a light orange and aqua turquoise stripe.
Pretty.
With I think there's a
gonna
little
make
bit of
with
cream
that?
in there. I'm gonna make a corner to corner skirt for myself.
Oh, out of that. Okay, cool. Fun.
And I've got a shawl I'm gonna start here pretty soon using yarn crawl yarns.
Well, when you have
More
them on the
socks.
needles, or you have your yarn wound up. Anyway, thanks everyone.
Yes,
thanks for watching. And like and subscribe and all that stuff. And
Click a notification bell.
right, that helps.
Yeah, you'll get notified when we
Oh,
upload.
and I didn't say that this is episode 14. Now that we're at the
Our
end.
intro has been kind of scattered throughout the whole episode a
The
little
end of
bit.
our podcast. This is episode 14. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.